Welcome back, dweebs, to topic 3 this week of the Weekly Dweeb. With me, as always, is my good friend Kev. Kev, how are we, buddy?
Oh, living the dream, pal. It is, as we've said previously, it's coming up on spooky season. So I am queuing myself up, James. I got some old favorites, movies that have to be watched, some new movies I'd like to work in. So let us know in the comments what is on your must watch. Like, I know a lot of people do this for Christmas too, but do you have a certain set of horror films? Like, is it a franchise? For me, it's limited to 2 movies. Like, I need to watch the original Halloween and I need to watch John Carpenter's The Thing. So clearly,
Kev's got
I'm a John Carpenter stan. All right. But is it the Saw franchise? What is it for you guys? What are you excited to watch? What, have you already started watching it? Let me know.
I love a good horror movie. God, but they're so hard to do. They're so hard to do. The first 2 Paranormal Activities. The first Paranormal Activity is so fucking good.
Oh yeah, that's another one that kind of.
That one's not even really scary as much as they do an unbelievable job of setting the mood and just setting the scene and very limited production. And you literally are just sitting in your seat, you're watching the camera and be like, what the fuck's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And like every series, they'll go off the rockers. But
yes, of course.
You mentioned Saw, speaking of. However, it's not a horror movie topic today. We'll get to that soon enough. Kev, video games on deck today. IGN released an article recently about the rumored Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake that they've never acknowledged is real, but everybody knows it's real because it's leaked so much shit over the last 2 years. Everybody knows it's coming. It's also probably the most loved game in the franchise. It is my favorite game in the Assassin's Creed franchise. I will state this. It's very near and dear to my heart. I fucking love that game. It's like a top 10 game all time for me. I could ride around on a boat and play sea shanties until the day I die. I fucking love it. The article is, Kev, stop removing the modern day. Assassin's Creed fans react as Black Flag remake reportedly cuts everything outside the animus. For anybody that doesn't know the Assassin's Creed games, I don't know if they're like this in the newer ones. I haven't played all of them, but the older ones, you would play in a setting and then you'd get pulled out and you would be a person in modern day. Usually, I think his name was Desmond. I can't remember correctly.
That's right.
You're reliving your memories of your past, and there's some secret plot as to why you're doing this and what the corporation Abstergo is doing, and why. Okay. But this report is published by a French outlet, states that all of Black Flag's modern day sections have been removed from the upcoming this literally says piratical. I would just say pirate remake, but do your thing. That's a launch next year.
Piratical?
Piratical. That's the word it uses in this IGN article. So okay.
It's also my band's name. So
yeah.
Look out
so
for piratical.
That's interesting. As I stated, the players occasionally pop out of the Animus to explore offices of Abstergo Entertainment, unlocking clues to the story of Pirate Edward Kenway and how it ties into the overarching story of multiple games. So they're going to remove these segments, which, mind you, are boring and not fun. Mistake this. They suck and they're annoying. And they are reportedly adding extra content from Kenway's pirate era to make up for lost gameplay hours. Which, let me play more as the pirate and less as the guy in a little machine playing as a pirate. It's dumb. They've got some comments here. Looks like they pulled comments from Reddit. Saying
very sensible place to get your opinion.
Yeah, these are all look like they're pulled from Reddit. Saying stop removing the modern day segments, etc. Right? Yada yada yada. If you go to the comments on Twitter on this article, everybody goes, "We're not mad about that. We're mad they're changing the combat system," which the combat system is no good in the game. So they're probably going to change it to more.
What is wrong with these people? So
anyway.
So somebody said, "Hey, we're remaking this game for a modern console." By the way, we're fixing everything that sucked about
Yeah,
it.
the combat's no good, and the modern day stuff sucks. It's not fun.
And people are complaining. That was my first thought, James. I mean, we essentially have the same take here, but
Yep.
when you messaged me, when you sent this one over,
Mm-hmm.
I think that might have been my literal response to you was,
Yep.
wait, so they took out the worst part of the game?
Mm-hmm.
Because that
That's the exact text you sent me.
I couldn't get past that shit fast enough.
Yep.
Now I quit playing, I think probably right before Black Flag. Did Black Flag come out before or after the American Revolution one? Because that's the last one.
It's right in the same time frame, man. It's either right before or right after. Let's take a look.
I'm kind of lying. I shouldn't say that's the last one. I dabbled with the one that was in Egypt because I mean, how could I not?
I played like 10 minutes of that one.
And then I played the Greek mythology one, you know, the ancient Greece one. That's probably one I will revisit just again because I love that part of history.
Mm-hmm.
But we've talked about this before. I no longer have the time to commit myself to a game that in order to really appreciate it and really get the full experience requires like a week's worth of hours be put in. I'm a little more of a casual now when I like to kind of hop around from game to game. But for me, those Abstergo points were boring and dumb. It could have just worked as cutscenes. Like, I don't hate that part of the story. I don't know that it's necessary. I think honestly, you could have dropped every player just into a new Assassin's Creed storyline without the whole futuristic stuff and just said, hey, this time you're going to play a person that's a member of this secret cult that's in this part of the country. I think you could have gotten away with it just fine. I don't think you really needed this whole narrative thing anyway, this plot device. But if you're going to have it, why it could just be cutscenes and then let me go back to playing the game that I signed up for, the game that I purchased, because I'm shocked to hear that a game where you play as a pirate, people are like, oh, but I really want the futuristic puzzle scenes where I have to sneak out of some laboratory and I have no weapons and there's nothing to do but move shit. And it's just like, dude, go get stuck on an old Prince of Persia map then, if that's what you want. You know, I don't know.
Go play some old. Yeah. The question I was going to have for Kevin, I've got my answer. So, Kev, this game came out after Assassin's Creed 3 is the one you're thinking of, the American Revolution one. It came a year after. The question I was going to pose to Kev is, what liberties are video game companies allowed to take in remakes and remasters? Because we've seen a lot recently. This one's rumored. It's supposed to come out next year. It's going to happen. Resident Evil 4 came out last year to near critical acclaim. Silent Hill 2, I think, was remade last year. Almost a beat-for-beat remake, and people loved it. I absolutely love Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's less of a remake and more of a reimagining. And I think Kev answered my question is, this game came out in 2013. If you want the original game, go buy it. You can get it for like $5 somewhere. We're going to have a harder time finding a console to play it on more than anything. But
true.
There's PlayStation 4. Fuck, you can play it on that. I'm not here for this fake internet rage that people are mad about, just like you said, about the worst parts of this game getting either removed, the Animus stuff, or be fixed in the combat. Like, I don't need combat from 2013 where it was like 3 buttons, right? And I just killed everybody silently. It was so easy. You had a gun, you shoot them once. I don't need that. I want, especially with the price of these games, which if it's an Assassin's Creed remake, it's going to be $60-$70. And they're going to get me because I love that game. Like, I want it fixed, and I want them to take liberties to fix broken stuff. I don't need, like, if X mechanic is broken, I don't want X broken mechanic back in the game. And I don't need that. And especially when I'm seeing them being like, they're going to add content to fill that in. Like, cool, great. They're taking a couple hours of shit out. If they add some story stuff to it, there's some gaps and stuff. Maybe more sea missions where you're on your boat and you're doing stuff instead of just collecting everything. Give me some more sea battles against other pirates, like the bounties and stuff. Like, I'm fucking here for it, period. Like, I don't need these games to be, I don't want them to be beat for beat remakes. It's not what I want.
Yeah, I think it depends on the game and the situation. So I guess Maybe this is me asking for a little clarity on these terms. And I think if we can all get on the same page with this, then we can have reasonable expectations and maybe set the industry aligned. All right, we can get everybody on the same page here. So to me, let's say this. Let's say a remastered game. To me, when I think of something being remastered, James, unfortunately, I think of it in like a musical context, which is a song that is finished that I am now applying a different set of effects to either enhance the song. Maybe it's I want the bass to be heavier. Maybe I want it to be a little more clear sounding. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe I want it to sound older, so I've got this like tape deck type sound that I'm rolling it through. So to me, a remaster is do the same game in the modern setting, and I just want it to be graphically updated, or I just want to access a game that I used to have on the PlayStation 1 or whatever, these older, and I want to play that. I think fine. Call that a remaster, give it a graphic enhancement, and leave it alone.
Make it cheaper, whatever.
Right. But if you're going to remake a game and you're going to go through all of that, I think it stands to reason that if you have an opportunity to make enhancements, make changes, do that. Because otherwise, what are you doing it for? Like, and I just, you're also talking to a guy who has yet to buy the remastered Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah.
Even though
just came out.
I would love to play it. Part of me is hesitant to do that because I love that first game so much.
God,
and I'm just
kind of
like,
so fucking good.
You're
like me. Like I played it when it came out. That Snake Eater is incredible.
And if it's anything less than perfect, then I'm going to be like, I didn't need to do this. I didn't need to spend money. I also have a PS2 right here and Metal Gear Solid 2 right over there. So if like you said, if I want it, I could just go play it. I could just go play the original, relive that experience.
I'm gonna go off on a tangent. Elite boss battles in that game, but the final boss battle against Big Boss is where you're fighting in the flower field, is one of the best final bosses in a game ever.
Dude, there's just
the emotional punch of that battle is disgusting. It hurts. So good. So good.
You ever want to hear me rant about things positively for 2 hours? Then let's get me reviewing one of those first 3 Metal Gear games.
So good.
Oh my God. But yeah, so I typically have avoided almost all of these remakes and remasters just for that reason. Like I love nostalgia as much as the next guy probably, but to me there becomes a certain sadness when you revisit something that brought you a lot of joy and you find that it no longer strikes that same chord. That is a hollow and empty place to be, boys and girls. So
it's probably why I've really wanted to play the Resident Evil 4 remake and I've never got to it just for whatever bullshit reason. Probably a little bit of that with me. That Resident Evil 4 is one of my, like, it defined that GameCube era for me. Especially out of GameCube, so we didn't get a lot of dark games like that. We missed out on like the Metal Gear Solids and stuff. Excited they brought the Twin Snakes over the remake, but that game was unfucking believable. That was a moment. If you were our age during that time, it was a moment when that game came out on a Nintendo console. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's like I don't think, as much as I would root for its success, and I might, if I were really flush, I might buy it just to support it. I don't think I would play a remake of Max Payne just because it was so amazing in the moment, played it so many times, and it just, I don't know. To me, there's a certain level, there are certain experiences that I kind of just want to keep tucked away in that memory drawer. And part of that is, I don't want to cross streams too much here, but it's because of movies. There were a lot of programs, a lot of TV shows, movies that I loved as a kid that I got a chance to revisit as an adult. And when you're not a dumb kid anymore who doesn't pay attention to plot holes and you're just kind of drooling in front of the television, going along from one scene to the next, like it can ruin things for you.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, oh, now that piece of my childhood it's tarnished now. Like it's no longer a pleasant place I want to revisit.
Correct.
Because it turns out that piece of media actually sucked. So that means I must
you
have
didn't know it at the
too,
time.
Yeah. So I think it's a slippery slope. I think this is a great conversation that I hope we one day get to have about the TV and film.
We're leaving movies
and
TVs out because we'd be here for an hour plus, so we've left that one out.
Because there are great examples of remaking something that didn't work.
Yeah.
And then doing something cool with it that it does. So I am very much pro if you're going to remake something, you're going to re-envision it. Be willing to do your own thing with it.
I agree. The same thing. 100%.
That's also why I think some things just shouldn't be touched, because if it's good enough as it is and it can't be improved upon, why are we touching it? What are we doing?
Just leave it. There's plenty. Just don't touch it.
Looking at you, Spike Lee. I'm looking at you, Josh Brolin, in that sad excuse of an old boy movie. I will not let that go. A lot of you let that go. I will not.
Kev holds a grudge. It's also why games like the remake of Final Fantasy VII took 25 years after they announced that there was a PS3 cutscene at one of the I don't know if it was an E3 or if it was a Sony's event one year, and then it fucking took like 15 years after that.
Because just thinking that same amount of time we've had one Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna touch a big boy like that, an iconic game, fucking better get it right.
But correct me if I'm wrong, that game not a 1-for-1 copy either. I mean,
it's completely
their own version of the combat, right?
Yeah, it's 2. Game 2 just came out, like Rebirth came out last year, and there's a third in the trilogy because the original game on PlayStation's like to remake that. You could have remade that game. It would really almost been a phone in, like it's a PlayStation 1 game. You could do that pretty simply.
Yeah, you could remake that on RPG Builder or whatever.
Or like I guess for what we're saying, like you could remaster it. Like they are remaking it. They've remade it from the ground up, 3D graphics, etc. When you're in Midgar in the first game, the city, it is like half an hour in the first game, like in the original, and it is a full game in the remake. Final Fantasy VII remake, and then the second one they opened it up completely, and it's a whole. I mean, it's a beast. But they're doing their own thing, and they know what they want to do, and like that was the expectation of. Now there's some fucking fans out there pissed off, but I'll let them scream into the ether. They'll be fine. Maybe they'll get Mako poisoning and go.
Yeah, Lord knows I've done it. Trust me, you are fine. Yeah. You feel a little lighter. Get off your chest.
Exactly. Get it off your chest. Go step outside for a couple minutes. Just go. Well, take your shoes off and walk in the grass a little bit. It'll help.
Everybody should have a good screaming pillow,
Yeah. Yes. So it sounds like me and Kev are both on the same page. You're allowed to take liberties and stuff, but it's really just declaring what it is. Are you going to remaster the game? Are you going to remake it from the ground up? Like, just depends. But no, you can especially remove the bullshit.
Or as Spike Lee would say, it's a reinterpretation. You son of a bitch. Why did you touch that movie? You bastard. You could have said no. You could have said, I'll
never going to give up.
Something else. You could say, I'll work on something I actually give a shit about. God. Man. Jerk.
Thank you guys for joining us. Kev is always a curmudgeon, so please like and subscribe. It'll never change. Until next time.